How to spot red flags in potential clients. This is big, y'all, and this is huge. This is something I want y'all to look out for, because as long as I've been driving, I ran across a lot of people that showed me they was interested and then end up wasting my time. Not only that, but I ran across people that was just trying to negotiate my rates and tell me a better service that they went with, which that's fine and cool. Go with whoever you want, but that's just something I'm not going to accept or tolerate. So I want y'all to be on the same page and to look out for these things as well, because I don't want y'all to waste y'all time neither. So for starters, I got trust your gut early on. That gut feeling is always right. And 9 times out of 10, if I felt a certain way about people that I was picking up or dealing with, it was right. So that's why I put in this section. If something feels off, it usually is clients who dodge basic questions like pickup time, destination, or payment details. When it comes to payment details, I would say never do split payments unless it's guaranteed upfront money. Don't let them pay you half in cash and then say, I'm going to pay you the rest later on or next time you pick me up. Same with like basic questions. If you asking them basic questions like, okay, where am I picking you up from next? Or where you want me to drop you off from next? And they kind of dodging it, or they not really showing interest in it, fall back. Don't proceed to continue to ask more details about picking them up or dropping them off. That's signs that they're not really interested. I wouldn't call it a red flag. It's just a warm lead turned into a cold lead. Some people be interested at first and then they like, today I don't want to spend an extra $200 or $300, depending on however long you service them, right? Another thing is if they vague about who they are or where they going, just drive. I'll tell you on the way. So I'll put that in there. Basically, if they kind of drive with who they are and what they do, fall back as well. And this is with Uber and Lyft and off Uber and Lyft. So for example, if you're dealing with people, you're trying to go sell people your service and they show interest at first. And then as you're trying to get to know them, who they are, what they do, their travel details, how often they travel a lot. If they're not disclosing a lot of information with you, fall back. When you're dealing with the Uber and Lyft customers, it's the same thing. If they interested in your service at first and then you asking them questions just so you can build up a report about these people, that way you know how to service them, and they just being dry and not really answering the question, that's signs that they not interested. That's just what it is. Sometimes hot leads go cold. And this could be with them being in the SUV as well. Y'all don't know how many times I had hot leads. And for those of you that's want to know what hot leads are, it's basically people that's highly interested going cold to where they no longer interested, which is why I said hot lead, cold lead. But anyways, I had that happen to me a lot. People be in the car interested. By the time I dropped them off, they no longer interested. That's just what comes with the business. It's something that happens often. It might not even be you. It's just them. Maybe they don't want to spend that money today. Red flag script. I gave y'all an example. Stay away from these people right here. And this happened to me last week. I'll explain after, but I just need a quick ride. I'll pay you after. Nope. So I go into a quick story time. I dropped off. I think I was dealing with a private client at the time. I dropped off a private client and I was cruising through the street of just bars back to back. Some of these people that go to these bars and clubs, they take private drivers or they have private drivers. So they know the limousine stickers. So this guy in particular seen my SUV creeping through the street. He ran out in the road and he stopped me. I rolled down my window. I was like, yes, sir. What you need? He was like, could you give us a ride, bro? Please. I promise we'll pay you once you drop us off. I was like, no, sir. I was like, if you want to book with me directly, you can go to my website. Showed him my website and he was just like, like he got mad and upset about it. But hey, that's just what it is. You can't take people word, especially when you don't know them. So if they're not willing to book directly through your website or pay you up front, don't let them get in your SUV, period. Next, watch for payment hesitations. Ooh, this is a big one. Good clients confirm pricing and don't argue. If they say that's too much or I usually pay way less, they're not your client. Correct. So all my private clients that I currently have now, whenever I pick them up, they be trying to pay. So whenever I drop them off, whether it's at the airport, at a business meeting or a business dinner, they don't have to waste time doing that. They can just get out the SUV. Those are good signs, or those are signs of good clients, of people you want. Not only that, good signs of consistent clients. Whenever they try to say, oh, that's too much, or I went with this driver and he charged me way less, no, that's, you want to stay away from people like that. And I kind of gave you what to say whenever they give y'all a rebuttal or, trying to negotiate y'all rates. Y'all can just be like, I understand the budgets, but my service is premium. You're paying for reliability, comfort, and consistency. Not only consistency, but also the professionalism as well. I forgot to add that in there, but the professionalism. Not every Uber Black driver is giving you that professional aspect of the ride. Like I told y'all, car amenities is big. Water, chips, gum, magazines, nice, clean SUV, good music. All of those play a part of the experience. So don't negotiate your rates if you know that's what you have to offer. Now, if you don't have that inside of your SUV, still, if you providing a good ride and you're a good driver, it's still no room for negotiation. Whatever you want to charge them is what you're going to charge them, and that's it. So don't let them negotiate you no less than that. So that's a little quick script you can use. I understand budgets, but my service is premium. You're paying for reliability, comfort, and consistency, and also professionalism. Don't forget that. Next, pay attention to communication. This is another huge one. Just, as y'all get more experience when it comes to the Uber Black chauffeur business, you'll start to be able to pick up on people, communication style, and also body language. With me being in it for a while now, I understand and I know the people that's actually serious and the people that's not. So how they speak matters. A red flag is last minute request with no details. Yes, this is very huge. This is very big. This is something I dealt with, I would say, more so early on. Now I'm kind of good at like sorting them out, so I don't even waste time dealing with it. But last minute requests with no details, like, hey bro, could you go here real quick? Or could you go here real quick? No. I mean, if they in your car, you got to do what you got to do. But this is why I'm making this video, so y'all can vet them out before they get in your SUV. Because you're able to tell with these people before they actually get in your SUV. And I do it all the time. I speak to hundreds of people per day. And by how they talk on the phone, I'm like, I don't know if I want this person as a private client. So as you get more experience, you'll be able to pick up on this. Ghosting your confirmations or not responding to key info. Very big as well. If you texting them and saying, hey, where is it at again? Or, hey, where am I dropping y'all off again? And they not texting. And I'm saying before you pick them up, before you let them get in your SUV, if they ghosting you and not responding back to your text right away, that's a red flag. That's a sign of people that's just taking your time for granted and they don't value you. So you want to cancel that out very quick. A pro tip I gave with y'all is if they disorganize now, they'll be disorganized later. And that'll fall back on you. Very true. If they're not in order, y'all, they not going to be a good client. They're going to make your experience with them horrible and miserable. How? Because I done it. I know. I dealt with these kind of people before. And it's like, man, you be driving like, man, I can't wait to hurry up and drop these people off. They annoying. They ain't got nothing together. Nothing. Hey, could you stop here? I'm trying to figure out something. Or hold on, bro. Don't go yet. Like, all of that stuff is annoying. All of my clients now, that's inside my clientele, y'all, it's straightforward, up and out. And the best way I can put that is I know where I'm picking them up and I know where I'm dropping them off. And if they have any requests at the last minute, they ask nicely. And also, it's not a big deal because it's somewhere close to where I'm dropping them off at. So they have their stuff in order. The more they disorganize, the more the ride is going to be like a hassle for you. And you're probably going to get annoyed very quickly. So stay away from disorganized people. That's signs. Anybody this is not even just in the rideshare business. This is just in general. People that's disorganized in life, that show a lot about their character. So they're not going to be a good fit. But yeah, y'all, last minute requests with no details, stay away from. If they not responding back to your texts or calls about the confirmation of picking up and dropping off, stay away. And I gave y'all a pro tip. Stay away. Please stay away from disorganized people. I don't deal with them people at all. Next, know who's actually booking. So let me move myself actually. I'm blocking the screen. So whenever you in this business, you going to get people that they are clients, but sometimes they might not want you to pick them up. They might have a referral like, hey, could you pick up my husband, or could you pick up my wife, or could you pick up my cousin or my friend? That's fine. that's your business. That's what you do. You pick up people and drop them off. But they got to do it in a way to where it's organized and it's easy for you. So be careful when someone's booking for a friend, I got friend, or for a boss, but give you like vague details. Like, yeah, you need to go pick them up at that one bar called Bottle Blondie, or you need to go pick them up at this one restaurant called Moxie's. They not giving you the time. They not giving you what they wearing. They not giving you the person you picking up contact info. Those are vague details. So stay away. If they not giving you what I just said, the info, the pickup time, what the people wearing, all of that, mainly just the contact info of the person you picking up so you can directly communicate with them. I typically try to stay away from people that be like, yeah, I'm going to communicate for them, or they don't like me giving out their number. Well, they not finna get in my SUV. And I advise y'all do the same thing, because at the end of the day, it's your SUV and also your business. So however you want to run that business, you going to run it. And don't let nobody try to tell you different or otherwise, or why can't I communicate? Because you're not in the SUV. I'm dealing with these people directly. That's why. What to ask? Can I get the name of the rider and number in case of changes or delays? Yes, that's something simple you can ask. Because if they communicating for the person, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to respond back, especially if they busy. Like, I had that happen to me before, where I picked up this guy's wife. He was in a different city, but I was picking up his wife. She was going to have brunch with her girlfriends. And I'm texting him. He didn't want to give me her number, but I'm texting him, and he texted me back slowly. And he told me she needed to be picked up at this time, but he didn't give me all the details about the pickup. Like, where am I picking her up from? And I'm over here waiting on him to respond. Then I end up showing late to picking her up, which make me look bad. Then I had to explain to this lady like, yeah, your husband wouldn't text me back quickly. So that's why, it took me a minute to get here. So that's why you get the direct contact, or you always ask for the direct contact info first. If they, they don't really want me to give out their number, you better make sure they communicating with you directly quick. If not, don't deal with it. But I would say 9 times out of 10, always get the contact info yourself. If not, that's your choice, whether you want to communicate with the people or the person that's not riding with you. So yeah, y'all, know who's booking always. That's big. It make your life easy whenever you're dealing with them. Next, high maintenance before booking equals high risk. Yes, this is a pain. Let me move myself actually again back down here. So if they overly demanding before anything is confirmed, that's a warning. Yes. Very, very, very true. Big warning. Because it's going to show where they expect this 5-star experience, which you going to give, but they not confirming anything when it comes to on your end as far as how much you charging them or none of that. So if they ask too many questions right away about every part of the process of how you run your operation, or showing signs of disrespect, I put something right here of how to handle it. I don't think I'm the right fit for what you're looking for, but I appreciate the inquiry. And always vet these people out before you let them get in your SUV. If they like rude on the phone or disrespectful, I'm going to tell y'all, vet them out before they get in your SUV, because once they in your SUV, you're going to have to deal with them. I got people like that before, and it was mainly some girls where they was like, sir, do you got a charger? Do you got this? Do you got that? Do you got this? Do you got that? And the whole time, it was a $20 ride on Uber. And every section I want to make clear, y'all, is for Uber and Lyft, and also your private clients. Sometimes you might not get private clients directly through Uber and Lyft. You might have to go get them yourself, or you might get a referral. So you always want to vet them out before you let them get in your SUV. So watch out for the ones that's super aggressive right off the bat, or like asking for everything without even you telling them your rate. Like, hold on, pump the brakes, relax, hit the brakes, relax. Like, before we confirm anything or you having all these special requests, this is what I charge hourly. Is that something you're going to be able to do? If not, good day, sir. Good day, ma'am. Done. Or you can follow my script. I don't think I'm the right fit for what you're looking for, but I appreciate the inquiry. Done. Something so simple. Next, think long-term, not just quick cash. Let me move myself once again. That is big, y'all. You always going to want to think long-term. It's your business. So you pick how you want your clientele to be. You pick. That's big, especially when it comes to you wanting to be successful inside this business. If you just nitpicking everybody just so you have people to pick up every day, you eventually going to get burnt out because everybody going to be different. I always try, like right now, for example, y'all, I always try to stay within a certain class when it comes to building a private clientele. Like all of the people on my private client list are millionaires, doctors, attorneys. I had a B-list celebrity, which is an athlete. What was the other guy? I forget. The other guy, he was in real estate. That's what it was, commercial real estate. I ain't talked to him in a while, but I serviced him a couple times. All these people are multimillionaires. So I know when they get in my car, it's no issue when it comes to payment. I ain't got to worry about them being rude or disrespectful. Like all of that. It's just a cool, nice, comfortable ride. So for that, I got not every rider is worth your time. So sometimes you might have to miss out on some money just to avoid dealing with crazy, disrespectful, rude people. If you see signs they're going to be late, difficult, or disrespectful, it'll cost more than you make. Very true. It'll cost way more than you make. And I'm saying mentally, not physically, obviously. Your reputations matter. Focus on attracting clients who match your brand, not just filling your calendar. Yeah, I would tell y'all, try to stay within a certain niche. Try to stay within a certain class of people. Obviously, we in the chauffeur business, we targeting people that got money. They ain't directly got to be multimillionaires or billionaires, but they can be making a couple grand every week and still afford your services. But just make sure they a certain class. I would just say try to focus on a certain class of people. Now, I ain't going out here to tell y'all, or I'm not going to tell y'all to go out here and build a clientele of celebrities. Sometimes that might be difficult to do. You might not do that quickly, but over time, you getting a celebrity here and there will pay off, especially if you provide good service. They'll recommend other people to you that may or may not be celebrities, but not only that, you'll get them as a consistent client when they visit your city again. So try to stay within a certain class of people whenever you build in a private clientele. Final tip, build a no-go list. So everything I just gave y'all, I want y'all to write this down on a piece of notebook paper or, write it in your notes on your phone. That way, especially if you're new to the business, write it down because it's like, okay, he told me this. Oh, they been rude and disrespectful. Let me not deal with them. And always vet these people out before you let them in your SUV. Always vet them out because once they in your SUV, it's game over. You're going to have to deal with them until you drop them off. And if they throw like what I like to call it, a curveball, where they show you one side, but then when they get in your SUV, they show you another side. That's okay. After you drop them off, don't pick them back up. I had that happen too, where they was cool on the phone, or their friend recommended me saying, oh, they cool and all of that. And I picked them up and then they was whiny or complaining about stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. After I dropped them off, no, I'm not coming back to pick you up. Or I'll be like, yeah, I'll see if I have availability. I know I had 2 more clients this afternoon at this time. So if you don't want to be, open and honest with them, just tell them, hey, you'll check your calendar because you got other clients later on in the afternoon to service. So that's something you can throw out there. But stay professional, track your experience, keep a list of red flag clients so you don't forget the signs, which I just gave y'all. Everything I just gave y'all in each section, write this down. Protect your energy, your schedule, and your vehicle. Whew, those are big. Dealing with rude, disrespectful people that don't respect you or your SUV or your business, they won't give a crap about your SUV. They get in it dirty. They'll try to smoke in it, eat in it, all of that. So if you don't want people to do that inside of your SUV, make that clear from the start. But that'll be it for this video. If y'all have any questions, y'all can ask me in a general chat or y'all can book a one-on-one with me. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next video.